Hi guys, this is Bob Joel Morgara, and during this quarantine, during this lockdown, I decided to share some knowledge about information security. What do you guys understand about information security? Basically, in this, basically in this world, information is one of the most important asset you've ever thought about. So I'll be doing this throughout this whole time of lockdown. In case you miss any video, in case you miss anything, in case you miss in this course, you can always follow up. You can always check my YouTube channel. You can check my YouTube channel. You can check my Facebook page, and you'll keep updated. You'll get all the information you need. So this is our very first lecture, and what I suggest is, if you do not have knowledge on networking and system administration, maybe you just need to do some little research about it. Though today I really need to introduce you on the basics that we need from networks. Today we shall discuss about IP addresses, we shall discuss about data sharing, we shall discuss about how computers communicate. Okay, so let's start. So basically, the way computers communicate, every time you connect a computer on a network, that computer will need to get an address, and that address will basically define the computer on the network, on that particular network. That address is called an IP address. Every time you connect to any network, your computer will get, or your device, even your phone, will get an IP address. So on these Windows computers, these different computers, these Windows computers, basically the way they check for the IP address of your Windows machine, you press Windows or the start button plus R, then it will bring the run menu, then you just type CMD. Or you can also do this, you can click on start, then you search CMD. It will still bring command prompt. So command prompt is basically the terminal where we shall be doing all these commands in today's tutorial. So when you press Windows plus R and you call for CMD and it brings this, it will basically need, this is the console that we shall be using. This is actually the terminal. In Linux they call it the terminal, Linux users. And in this tutorial actually we shall be using Linux, we shall be using Windows, and all that, because you need to know, as a system expert, as an information security expert, you need to know of different commonly used operating system. So in case you want to know the IP address of your machine, it's very simple. You just type IP config. So IP configuration will bring all the IP addresses of your computer. So right now, via the Ethernet, if you connect your computer to any network, or if you set up a peer-to-peer network using an Ethernet cable, this is where you'll find your IP address. So basically, this Ethernet adapter of PD, it's also an application that I normally use to get VPN internet from my phone, wireless LAN adapter, Wi-Fi from it, in case I've connected using a Wi-Fi, in case I've connected using wireless or any wireless connection. So basically right now they are all saying media disconnected, just because we haven't connected this machine to any network. So basically, in case you want to connect this machine to a network, I'm going to connect it to some wireless network. There is some wireless network here. So when I connect it to this network, and I get to know that it has connected to this network, in case I get to know that the machine is connected to this network, I'll come here and check, type ipconfig to know if I've been given an IP address. So basically I've gotten an IP address. So there are different types of IPs. There is IPv6 address, though it's not commonly used. It's actually not, we're not using it as for now. But we also have IP version 4, the one that we use as for now. So the IP address of my computer right now is 192.168.0.104. So when I connected to the other the wireless that I've just connected to, I got a 192.168.0.104 with a subnet mask of 255.255.255.0, since this is a Class C IP address. These IP addresses are divided in different classes. I think if you do some other research, if you dig more into IP addresses, if you do not know about IP addresses, you can dig more and get to know there is a Class A, there is a Class B, there is a Class C, there is a Class D, a Class E. Yeah, so you can do more research about these IP addresses. So every time this computer connects to a certain network, it will be given an IP address. So my computer has been given this as its IP address. So in case I want to access information from this computer but using some other computer, I'll access it through the IP address. So basically this is a very important thing. It's a very, very, very important tool in networking, this command here that we've used, ipconfig. So just knowing your IP address is something very good, because you can actually get to share information with different computers using this IP address. So I'll show you some other advantages of the IP address in case you want to share information, in case you want to call for some other PC. Today we're going to use two different PCs, but in case you want to share information, I'll show you how to share information. Though let's first skip that part and let me show you about some other things. So this is my computer here. Okay, if you want to check connectivity between two computers, basically you'll be using a command called ping. Though you need to first know the computer, like the machine that you want to check connectivity with, you need to know its IP address. For example, now I'll check my IP address and it's 192.168.0.105. Though I already know that on this network that I'm connected on, the wireless network, I have a computer, like I have some other computer that I can check connectivity, and that its IP address is 100. So I'll just ping and put 192.168.0.100. So when I ping, it will try sending packets to that computer. Then as you see, it has sent packets to that computer. It is showing that it's actually communicating. 4 packets have been sent and 4 packets have been received. I've not lost any packet, meaning the two computers are communicating. So a lot of things can be done. For example, sharing data. In case you want to share data between these two computers, in case you want to access data from the other computer, you can use you can press the start button plus R, then you backspace whatever is in the run box, and you put these slashes, they're the backward slashes, and then you put 192.168.0.100, meaning I'm trying to access the other computer, which is not this one, the other computer that is on my network. So when I press enter, I'll wait to see if I can actually access that computer. So if it has like information that is available for sharing, that's the information that I'll get access to. So basically it's asking for some credentials, so I'll put my username because I password protected it. Then put my password, the password for that computer. So after putting the password, actually I can now access information on that computer. I can access its different disk partitions. I can access a lot of information. I can access downloads. I can access everything. Basically, on how to enable folders that can be accessed, you just right click on that folder. You just right click on that folder on the other computer. Yeah, properties, then sharing, then add event sharing, then share this folder. We shall be learning this, we shall be doing this more, we shall do a lot of things in access control. Yeah, basically I just wanted you to see the picture of what I'm trying to talk about. I can even access that computer remotely by using this command of mst sc. So when I run that command, it will bring the remote desktop connection, or you can also try searching remote desktop connection. So remember, I want to access the other machine remotely. We shall also do more about remote desktop communication. Just today I just wanted you to see how these computers can communicate, how I can communicate to some other computer, which is actually not this one. So I actually have two computers here, though you cannot see them both. But I think next time during this session session of remote desktop, I'll kind of show you both the computers. I'll kind of get a camera and show you both the computers, and you'll see how it works. So here, if I put the IP address of the other computer, 192.168.0.100, and I press enter, it's still asking for the credentials, so I'll also put the password. So when I press enter via remote desktop, you're going to discover that I'm going to access the desktop of the other computer. So I'll be able to view what's on the other computer, though via this computer, just because of this network connection. I think my computer is kind of slow because I'm using but let's wait a little. Yeah, so actually we are logging into the other desktop. So this is the computer that we've entered. So this is 192.168.0.100. This is how the computer looks like. So when I restore it down, you'll kind of see that this is some different desktop and this is some other desktop. So if I, for example, enable view icons on this desktop here, let me first maximize it. So when I enable show desktop icons, and I've enabled all the icons here on this machine. So this is a different machine. It's 192.168.0.100. So this is a different desktop, and this is also a different desktop. These are two different desktops. So basically, when I check the IP address of this computer, Windows plus R, or the start button plus R, and I put CMD, and I actually type IP config, you're going to discover that the IP address of this computer is 192.168.0.100, meaning I've entered a different computer right now. I've actually accessed a different computer with different applications, as you see. And I can actually control a lot of things on that computer. I can even decide to turn on its web camera. I can do a lot of things. I can change its password. I can do a lot of things. For example, in case I want to change that person's password, I just have to press Windows. I press Windows, then I can call for CMD. I run it as an administrator, This is just a by the way. This is just a by the way. Yeah. Then when I just run a command called netuser. So after running this command netuser, you'll discover that there is bjcx. These are the accounts that are in that computer. So I'll type netuser space bjcx space wildcard. Then when I press enter, they'll automatically ask for type new password, meaning they're asking me to type a new password. So if I put a password, it won't show actually the password. That's the funny thing. If it says the command has completed successfully minus even asking for the old password, it means you've successfully changed the password of the other person's computer. So basically we shall be learning more of this, though today this was kinda an introduction course, an introduction to the course. Okay, thank you very much. We shall start from here next time. Please tune in as we do these lessons, and please, in case of any question, you can ask whatever you need to learn, whatever thing you haven't understood. Though you should also do a lot of research about networks and system administration if you've not interacted with different networks. Today I've been kinda bringing back these commands so that you guys can understand the commands we're going to be using, because now these commands not change. For example, now these commands will be in Windows, though even in Linux, because we shall be using Linux machines. You'll discover that we're going to use commands for commands like ifconfig, that it works exactly like ipconfig. It will also show you the IP address of that computer. We shall use commands like netstart, because we shall need to determine the ports of the computer. We're going to use a lot of tools. We shall use tools like the nmap tool to discover ports and IP addresses of different computers. So I need you guys to follow, and I need you guys to understand what we're doing. So you really need to do a lot of research in networking. The next time I'm going to show you, our next lecture will be, you guys will learn on how to share information and resources on a network, and you'll also learn on how to do this remote desktop, the thing I've just done for you, because I just wanted you guys to see on how computers can actually communicate. And now, actually right now I'm in some other computer, as I told you. So because if I put ipconfig in this computer, our command ipconfig, you will discover that it's 192.168.0.100. So if I try pinging the other computer, whose IP address is 192.168.0.105, as we saw. These are dynamic IPs. They are being given by the router. So if you try to ping, you will discover that there is connectivity. So it is sending actually packets. It's sending packets. So when you look at this, 192.168.0.105, the packets sent are 4, received are 4, lost are 0, meaning those two computers are actually communicating very well. So thank you very much. I remain Mwagra Bob Joel, the IT doctor, and we shall be doing these lessons. And I'll keep on updating you guys. So you should just tune in, and God bless you.